So welcome back everyone to Web Gaming Entertainment. We're back again with another dev blog. Things have been moving along quite nicely lately, and I want to show you just a few of the small and larger things I've done so far. Well, it's hard to say large. A lot of it is hard to show because it's mostly coding and stuff in the background. So we'll do my best to show you as much as I can where we are right now. For starters, on a smaller scale, we have the music in. So, you know, the sliders and things are working, which is pretty cool. The sound volume will be continued to be tweaked as we go. But I'm looking forward to also, I have a few contacts who are interested in creating music for the game. So currently working in on that to, you know, do like a breakdown to a finalist type thing, and see if we can get some great music in the game. I'm looking forward to that. Also, just a few things I've been working on currently. Again, a lot of the screens haven't changed much, but you guys seen most of this already. This here that I'm showing at the moment, still a lot of tweaking to go, and we're gonna do that all in time. So not much to show in this area. I don't want to do much of that. It's a lot of that stuff we're going to continue to work on down the road. Right now, you guys have seen most of what I have to show. But today, there is going to be some more things I want to show you regarding the employees. So as you know, in the game, you're going to be able to move your character around, if you will. So your CEO, or you, so to speak, you'll be able to move around the office, and that will have some positives, negatives, what have you. It will be some benefits to that, some purpose for that is really what I'm trying to say. As it is right now, I don't have that in, so you won't see me, for example, in this video just yet, but that will change. As you can see, my little placeholder character is over there in the office keying away at an imaginary keyboard, and we're gonna fix that after a while when we get to that point. But let's go ahead and get right to it. Now, you guys have seen the company screen here, and I did make a few tweaks which will continue to be tweaked. Let's speed up the time so we can get things going, and while we're doing that, let's go ahead and increase our earnings so that we can see some things happen here. So we make about 3 million, and that's per week, by the way. So as you can see here, I did fix it where you'll see you can have a list of the overall, which will be this button, not this. I'll probably get rid of these now. But your overall global leaders. So this is your rank worldwide, and now it has updated. So we're actually last place. And it's so far it's only 20 companies I have in the game. I'm going to increase that, obviously, for depending. Actually, you'll see as we get to that point. But right now, 20 companies and different sub industries, if you will. Consoles. Right now, Teku Central is the leader of that, and then we're gonna have another number here that will show their sub industry rank. So they will be listed as number 1, but worldwide, you still see what they are worldwide right here. So they're 7th. Newton Electronics is 8th. Unlimited Circuitry is 10. Vintech is 11. Circuit Soft worldwide is 13. Gigabyte World is 18. Now let's see if we can find ourselves. Okay, apparently we're into personal computers, and we are obviously last place, but we're 3rd worldwide in PCs. Just added some of that. No one makes TVs apparently right now, so that's unrealistic. But don't worry, there'll be more companies to fit that in, and apparently everybody loves making tablets right now. And right now the thing is, I haven't done the time period specific functionality yet, so that's why you see tablets and cell phones in 1980 right now, because that's not what it's going to be like. Once the game starts, you won't have all these sub-industries. For the most part, you'll see consoles, you know, think your Ataris and things like that, Nintendos, your personal computers, and the funny thing is, at that point, it wasn't a big renaissance with PCs just yet. I wasn't even born yet, so I kind of know that, because my first computer I got when I was, I think I was 8 or 9, something like that. Maybe even 12, one in that area somewhere. But anyway, televisions obviously were out, so this is totally unrepresentative of the 1980s. But definitely cell phones and tablets won't be there. Components will, because that will be that's going to be one way to really get, you know, cover some ground in the earlier stages of the game as far as building up your company, because not a lot in the way of technology was, you know, the way it is now back in 1980, as you guys probably well know. But as you can see, we are climbing the ladder one level by one, you know, one level at a time. So let's get rid of that, and I want to show you some some of the hiring, how the hiring is going to work. I know I basically touched on some of this before, but what I want to do is show you where I'm going with it, because again, everything at this point in the development is not final, so it's going to continue to be so many new things added in, so many things maybe changed or enhanced. That's the plan, but right now I just want to show you guys where I'm at and, you know, which direction I'm headed, just to keep you guys in the loop. I think it's pretty interesting to, you know, show you guys what it, you know, the process of developing a game. In particular, a game like this, it's, people say, you know, it's not a lot of action and things like that, so, you know, maybe there's not a lot that goes into it. That's very incorrect. In fact, I personally feel like making games where, you know, there's a lot of action, jumping around, you know, characters shooting, things like that, that stuff is much more easier to me. You know, I've done prototypes. That's much more easier, or at least as far as the theory of it, is much more straightforward than games like this, because games like this, it's so many things that have to communicate with each other in order for it to be fun and accurate for one, but you know, it's so many things that really goes into really any game, so it's hard to say that one specific genre is easier to create than others. But then again, you have your developers who do have their say on that, and I'm just one of them. But anyway, let's go get to hiring employees. Right now I have no employees. This is our employee list. As you can see, my employees. So your employees, when you're playing the game, this is the screen you would go to get a list of your employees. Right now we don't have any, so let's go ahead and hire some. We can hire some by clicking this, which won't blow up like that when this is all said and done, or we can just get rid of that and click hire employees. This is the screen you will see, and I want to explain it a little bit. And don't worry, there will be a full tutorial when the game releases to show you how to play the game if it looks very convoluted right now. But don't worry, the whole idea is to get all the content in, and then later on try to make things as streamlined as possible, although that is part of the process now too. But let's get right to it. There's 5 departments that you guys well know probably by now: human resources, finance, sales and marketing, research and development, production. Okay, it's kind of good to get, at least in my opinion for the game, that you focus on your human resources first, because that's one way you can help bring in more talented individuals to your company. If you're the one who's doing all the hiring, or at least all the evaluating, and you know, letting your attributes or your hiring skills factor into the employees you get, you may not get the greatest amount of talent compared to hiring somebody who is actually skilled at that particular area. So let's go ahead and look at that. We click human resources. That lets you know that, okay, now, well, that lets the game know, okay, you want to hire someone in the human resources department. Then you get these. The facility, at the beginning of the game you only have your headquarters, but as you start to buy new locations and buildings, factories, distribution locations, what have you, they will all pop up in here, and you can hire for those facilities as well, or you can delegate that. That's something you will be able to do in this game. But anyway, headquarters, clearly, and HR manager. So there we go. HR manager, it populates right here. Whatever position you want to hire for, if it's assistant manager, trainer, that will change to let you know which one you actively clicked, so you know exactly who you're hiring for. And right now these are 4 candidates for HR manager. So once we click on one, it'll fill in this area, and you get to see exactly who you have. Let's go ahead and slow the game down a little bit. It's kind of flying. Okay, so at this point you just want to evaluate, for the most part, see what you're working with. The person is very talented. I did set up at the beginning of the game, you won't attract talent this great. In fact, and then again, this is the desired salary is pretty low. there's some tweaking that still has to go on with some of the underlying things too, so don't worry if it doesn't look as realistic as it should right now. But as you can see, this person here is very talented, but they are asking a very small amount for the level of talent they have. They're really good as far as intelligence, not the greatest communicator. Leadership is really good, organization is good, mentorship, which is their ability to improve the skills of those who serve below them, that's like right in the middle there. And ambition is really high, so this person is very ambitious, wants to continue to improve, wants to be the best at their job, pretty much. Then you have the department skills, evaluation in particular, and that's the thing that's department specific. Every department has these management skill sets right here, but each department has their own departmental skills, and in this case, evaluation, which is basically talent evaluation, balancing, which is pretty much their ability to multitask or do multiple things, because you can give your employees multiple tasks and they will try their best to achieve excellence in each one, and however good they are as far as balancing will dictate how, if their full capabilities will be able to be realized in each task. So for example, with balance, let's say you have this person training employees, or training employees as well as actively seeking talent. Okay, so let's say the person has 80% or 80 points in the talent search skill or the evaluation skill, as well as for training, which you see down here, by the way. Their training skill, let's say in this case, it looks to be about 75-80%. If the person has a really high balance skill, then they will be very close to their max when actively performing those duties. If the person has a very low balancing skill, then maybe one will be higher than the other, or maybe they both suffer. So it's one of the things you're going to have to pay attention to. I know, and I don't want the game to be too difficult, but at the same time I want the game to be challenging. But anyway, researching, their ability to research, whether that's researching the type of talent that or certain skills that they need, or just researching to find out the best ways to acquire talent, where to search for talent, things like that. Planning, that's a big one. Training, as we already talked about, and ethics, which I'm debating if this one's going to be on here. That's less a skill rather than a behavior, so let's just ignore that one for now. But anyway, as you guys have saw before, because I did go over some of this stuff in a much earlier video, but not at this level. We've moved a little bit forward, but you can see here some details on the actual person's bonuses. So because they have so many high skills, and mainly these are going to be for your managerial skills. So for example, Trailblazer, this one has to do with, it's not communication, which one is that? That is leadership, right? So they're a Trailblazer, you get a talent search bonus, researching bonus, planning bonus, training bonus. So for talent search, that's going to be evaluation, which I'm going to streamline that so that you don't get confused. Let's see here, they're very talented strategists, so that goes for organization, as you can see here. So they gain a bonus for that. Planning gets improved by 4%. Also, passionate mentor, and as you can see, they're pretty detailed here. There's 3 levels of the bonuses right now. The one that has a black background is the first level. This is level 2, as you can see in the little description here. It says level 2. The blues are level 2, and then you got brilliant here, and that's for intelligence. And then the oranges are level 3, and he's a go-getter, and that's for ambition. As you can see, he's pretty high there. So that's that. Now when we want to hire the person, we would actually click interview. You can interview them now, or you can queue this for later, which normally works within a week. So if you want to queue it for later, that will save this candidate until the next week. So you can come back to this person if you happen to like them but not ready to make a hiring decision just yet. You can also ask for advice from if you had one, which we're actually searching for an HR manager now. But once you have an HR manager, you can ask advice about that particular employee. Here, this is what the later here thing is for. But really the later is for a later interview, scheduling an interview later down the road. I'm sorry, that's really what that is. I'm sorry. So for the later, you're going to interview that person. You're going to basically schedule an interview down the road rather than interviewing them right now. So maybe you want to give yourself some time to make that decision if you want to hire this person or not. Keeping a candidate for more than a week. This is that option there. If you like this candidate, but you feel like the decision to hire someone is down, it's going to take a little while. That's when you click keep candidate for one more week. Okay, so we see Jermaine Sanders. Let's look at Adam Thompson. First, let's go back. And as you can see, it's a very big difference here. But let's see. Jermaine Sanders has a bachelor's degree, and degrees actually matter a little bit. I'm trying to tweak that though to determine what's most effective and most realistic. But Jermaine has a bachelor's degree, so he's asking for a lower amount than Adam, who really doesn't have many good managing skills here. He's pretty decent in the departmental area, but he has a master's degree, so he can request more money, and that's like nearly double what the other guy asked for. So there's a lot of calculations going into that, but I also leave some randomness in there too for what they asked for, but it's all within a certain range, and I won't really bore you with all those details. But let's go to Ted Grisham, who also has a master's, but he looks a little more talented than Adam, and it somewhat reflects in the desired salary. Mark Mattingly, who has a bachelor's, looks pretty talented, asking $43,482. So let's just hire one of these guys. And there's still some functionality for this next phase that I have not added in yet, but let's go ahead and click. I'm gonna go with Ted Grisham. Actually, probably not. Let's go back with the guy who seems to have a whole lot of talent, but just not the highest level degree. Let's go and hire him. Then you get this screen, which pretty much gives you a summary, which I haven't filled out yet. As you can see, there's a whole lot more information that's going to be in this screen here. So just stay tuned for that. But you will be able to adjust the slider for their salary. They're only asking $38,356.27, as if that matters. But I'm gonna just up this guy a little bit because he looks very promising. So, and again, there's still some things that are not going to show right now, but that will come. So don't think that's all there is to that process, because it's not. As you can see, his salary populated here. I'm gonna hire one more person before we go and check out the other screen. Let's come to the assistant manager and see if we can pick up somebody here. Now, this is one thing that you have to know is going to change, because why would the HR assistant managers be way more talented, at least on paper, than your HR managers? And that's one thing I want to make sure I tweak a little bit, because this guy is talented, but not extremely talented in his managerial skills. But he's asking for a ton of cash. This guy is a bachelor's. It seems more on point here. I would probably hire him. This guy's good too, Jermaine Mattingly, which I think I had. No, I did not. It was Thompson. Anyway, so I'm gonna hire Jermaine Mattingly. Then Michael Engel. Yeah, now he probably has a right to ask for that much, because he's pretty talented as far as his managerial skills. Communicator level 1, as you can see, is a black background. Communicator. He's intellectual. I gotta fill in some more of those attributes for that. As you can see, that has yet to be done. But talent search, 1% additions for all 4 of those areas. Then we have a level 2 trailblazer. He is supremely structured, so his planning is 6%. Plus 6%. He's a guru, and I gotta add some more details to that, as well as this. He's a go-getter, level 3. So I think I like this guy, but it's just assistant manager. So I'm gonna go ahead with my first thought and hire this guy. He's determined, charismatic, communicator. So talent search, all that gets boosted. Intellectual. He's an organizer. He's a planner. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's for mentorship, so that's got to change. That's not accurate, right? That has to change. But then he's a planner and then a natural leader. Okay, so let's hire this guy. Of course, I'm going to see if I can hire him for less than he's asking. But then again, I got to actually put that functionality in, because they can deny you if they don't like what you're offering. And there's going to be some other things that you can do, or that they can do, as you try to offer them a position. So let's go ahead and hire that guy. Let's go ahead and this should update after a while too. And right now I have it updating after a while. Yeah, it takes a second, but we're gonna see that continues to update as fast as possible. So that's what we're paying for in salaries right now. Let's go to my employees, and as you can see, I have 2 Jermaines that I hired, and again, some functionality that's not going to be here, but Jermaine, you click on him. He is our HR manager. Woohoo! Who, by the way, I have to also change the functionality here so that, well, yeah, that's not cool, so that he will populate this area too. But anyway, back to the screen. Jermaine Sanders, and then we see everything we seen on the other screen here. So all those bonuses, which I have to move this over, but we'll get that, and I might even put that in a different spot. But you'll be able to see or get a good bird's eye view of your employees right from the screen, which is pretty cool. And then you can actually interact with them, as mentioned before. I think that was the last video. But then we can take a look at Jermaine Sanders, or Mattingly, I'm sorry, and I have to update the salary too on this, so you have to see exactly what you're paying the person, and then change the display of the position. Just nitpicky stuff, but we'll get that taken care of. But you can get a bird's eye view of exactly what this employee is about, and again, you can make these interactions with them, which I haven't programmed in yet, but that's to come. And so far, folks, that's where I'm at. I'm moving forward as fast as physically possible, trying to get as much in as I can. Doing very well. Everything is going really good now. I'm very happy where I am, and so much more to come. So stay tuned, folks. A whole lot more to come. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and please let me know, share with me exactly what you think, any ideas. A lot of you have done that already, and I want to thank you for it. It's very good information some of you have provided, and I'm very grateful for that. And I also wanted to mention that the campaigns, the crowdfunding campaigns, are all finished at the moment. Neither was successful, but you know what, it let me see exactly how many of you are behind the project, and I am very humbled by that. You guys are very supportive, and I understand too that because the game is not in a playable demo format, it's not gonna get a lot of traction right now. So my plan is to wait a little bit longer, wait till I get the game in a playable state, and then we'll start to explore some of those other avenues and options. At that point, there will be a donation page on the website. I'm going to be adding that soon if you still want to donate, or if you're waiting until you see a playable demo to make that decision. I didn't want to leave you guys out. So thanks everyone for your support all the way up to this point. You guys have been great. It's very humbling and encouraging, your support for the game, and I look forward to bringing you the next update, which will be coming soon. So stay tuned, everybody. I will see you in the very next video.